Okay, so it's July 16th, Monday. It's 11:15 a.m. It's morning here. I'm waking up. This is for Dana, Dave from England, Wade. You know what few people I have that are paying attention in my life. It looks like I got held in stalking yesterday. What pisses me off is that Horvat wiped my memory. That there could still be an end test for stalking. And of course, if the stalking's done, then I just start living a normal life and I put all of this in the past. There's not a single group of agents that doesn't understand this from my life, except BKI agents. Maybe FBI agents, because they've been lied to. I dealt with a group of FBI agents a month ago, because it looked like I was going to be going back, and the agents I was dealing with in Wuppertal knew that I was going to be flying into New York. And if you're wondering how this works, they approach the agents ahead of time. Of course, they've got to prep the next group of agents. They have to have time to prepare for me, understand my psychology. And I know how all of this works because I've dealt with this enough times and I've looked. This is the way it works. If I move to a different town, I deal with a different group of agents. Even my mother, my father, my sister understands this. I say this for Dave in England, but I think you get this. This is simple and basic. So, if my own family, who are not as conscious and intelligent as you, know this and understand it, then I think you most certainly can and do. So what happened is every time I've been doing a video for my channel, The World of Dante, we're talking about me. I learned how to use a video editor. I mean, they're keeping me unemployed. They're keeping me from having a place to stay. This is standard for stalking. A lot of people, they just make them homeless. Absolutely without anything. And this is what they've been doing here. I mean, my job resume disappeared from my tablet. Not only disappeared from my tablet, but every single copy, which I'd sent through Gmail, also the same thing. They removed the third page of my job resume, which totally screws it up. And I have to redo it again, and which I did, and I finally got a new one finished, which I can send off only in the last week. Of course, this eats up time, energy, and it's stupid. Hang on, they're starting to bump me out. So the whole thing's been about making me homeless, eating up my resources. I had to buy a new tent because they stole my tent. But anyhow, I learned, I've got nothing but time, so I decided, well, I'll focus on my YouTube channel. So I actually learned how to use a video editor. If you use one or have used one, it takes time to learn how to use one. And this started in Wuppertal. I would spend 8 hours editing a video, have maybe another hour and a half before it's a polished gem. And then I've got good videos at my YouTube channel, The World of Dante. Now, what I'm doing is that channel's shut down anyhow. Just like the channel that I'm going to post this video that I'm making right now at. But The World of Dante, it's clean, government stuff. And I'm looking long term here. I get some good videos out when my channel is not shut down anymore. People will find the videos and I will start having success, especially if they're good videos. I don't plan on being poor and homeless here, no matter what. So it's a good move on my end. It's healthy, mentally, you name it. It's a good move. And I've been saying to the CIA, well, look, which is rather the point, they've been holding me in, lying to the FBI and the BKA, and vice versa, by the way. Lying to the BKA and the FBI, and holding me in, and then lying in their file. As a point, they're hitting me up with text with, quote, my energy print, so it, quote, feels like mine. And when somebody else with technology looks at my memories, they'll think it's mine because, hey, it's my energy print. And they're texting a response in my head to something that they'll make a comment, and then what they're doing is they're pushing in text that's not mine with my energy print. So the next group of agents will think, well, that's his. And I'll be telling them, no, that's not mine. The memory that is not mine, that is mine. And how do I know? Because it's not my opinion, it's not my feelings in the moment, none of it's mine. The FBI, the last group of agents I dealt with when I was back in America, they couldn't even figure out this much. Balls to the walls, incompetent. And the CIA is hoping that the next FBI agents I deal with go on the mistakes of these FBI agents. Only thing I got to say for the next FBI agents is, do you know these agents from my parents' hometown? Do you know them? Do you know how incompetent they are? You don't even know where I'm at because my psychology has been lied about. You got to start from scratch with me, and then I'll tell you the truth, which is rather the point. You people are stupid. I give you the truth all the way, and then you can start putting your file together accurately. And what you'll find is all sorts of inconsistencies. Not only that, you'll find memories which the CIA hasn't even covered. So you'll just start finding hole after hole after hole, and you'll be able to start making inroads in regards to this cover. Hang on. So anyhow, back to Wuppertal here. So I would do these videos, and then the videos would disappear off my tablet. All that time and energy wasted. I try and do a video again, and the video disappear again. I've had multiple videos disappear. So it's to kill my plans here for having money down the road. This is all about totally fucking me up. And this is what the CIA, who is investigating Horvat and her officers, want. They want that they have it as easy as possible so that in a year when the FBI has a wiretap off of me, they'll just be able to come right back into my life with technology and finish collecting information on Horvat. That's actually what making me homeless, having no money and having no YouTube channel is about. Now, the CIA knows both sides of the fence here. It's the CIA against Horvat and her officers. That's the situation, in a nutshell. They know I can pass. I have passed. This is the point. It's the same goddamn thing Horvat was doing, except for personal reasons. On the CIA side of things, it's all business. They need the information. They need as much as possible in regards to Horvat and her officers. And so they're holding me in and just getting what they can while they can. So there are two different things going on here. In regards to Horvat and her officers, I don't think they have any self-preservation at this point. All the way around, everybody's stupid. So I'm looking at an end test here. You know, it's every 3 to 4 weeks. And I know that, you know, one of the tricks here is to go early, like starting on day 23, which is very early. And with Horvat and her officers, I even considered day 22, so I've got to be careful. Now, when I say I've got to be careful, I've got to watch out for them misusing technology and then for lying about it and then saying it's mine. It's mine. That was them, by the way. Saying it's mine and then getting away with holding me in. There have been a few situations that have come up, and I'm like, well, I don't know if I've been held in, because that's another trick. They'll affect me with technology, and then I think I've been held in, and it turns out that wasn't it, and then I get held in later. This is one Horvat, you know, that's one trick that stopped working years and years and years ago with Horvat. So there were a couple of situations. One day I was like, I even wrote down on my hand possible end test. Still nothing. They had somebody steal my tent. No heavy reaction all the way here. And I'm still thinking, even though it's getting long, I'm still thinking, well, this can still be a trick. Till it gets to like day 35 for me, I won't drop my guard. So strangely enough, what happened yesterday And actually, this began a few days ago. I was looking and I was thinking, I've got to write this down on my hand again. And this has to do with them wiping my memory out. This is going on every single day. And I was even thinking, well, I better write something down on paper also and mark my calendar, you know. I even took pictures of a calendar from the internet, which I can look at. And I'm counting the days here. And then all of that was gone from my head. And this started, I guess, about 3 days ago. So then yesterday and the day before yesterday, I'm working on 3 videos. And I get, you know, I spent tons and tons of time, I mean, hours and hours and hours. And I've got one that is about ready to be put at my channel. And I've got another one, a music video I was working on, which still needs more hours of work, but I spent hours and hours on it just to get it where it was at. Then I have another one, which needed, in my opinion, the most work, but I had also spent hours on that. Then yesterday I checked my videos, they're all gone. So I was just absolutely angry. Now the problem here is, if I have end test in my head, then I put the brakes on. Totally gone from my head. Absolutely gone. Stalking in and of itself was basically gone from my head. Which, you think about it, I got voices in my head. Hello? How fucking stupid is anybody? So there's no fucking argument here. So they wiped my memory. And this was one of the tricks Horvat also used for holding me in, which is how I got to writing it down on my hand years ago and putting pieces of paper up, end test any day now, where I can see the paper. Because if I just put it in my pocket, they will affect my memory so that I don't even remember to check my pocket. So they used the old trick, held me in, wiped out more of my videos. Horvat's already wiped out other videos, so my YouTube channel is shut down. I got no work, got no place to live. And on top of it all, Horvat has been threatening to kill our cats. One of our parakeets, which is with somebody else now. And there's a story here that bird may already be dead, based on agents, by the way. Threatening to kill my girls, threatening to kill my parents, threatening to kill Monica's parents. And it's all killing. Now, on top of this, Horvat and our officers, just like the last CIA agents, who are all working collectively together. What's happening is I can go to any other group of agents in Germany, and there's a roster. They can check. I know this for a fact. They can check to see if I'm still in stalking. If I'm still in stalking, it says which agent is in charge. So what happens is I can go anywhere else in Germany, deal with, quote, a group of new agents and fresh agents. And what's going to happen is the CIA, who is investigating Horvat, quite literally, is going to approach them. And they're going to be in on the whole investigation with Horvat. I've already experienced this in Wuppertal. So, hang on. So there is no going to another group of agents, because I experienced this in Wuppertal. The bullshit piece that everybody is trying to sell me is, well, based on how we've lied about your psychology for years on end and in our file here, we need months to free you anyhow. Well, that's bullshit. The only way they get away with that is by the BKA and the FBI not knowing my real profile to begin with. I make up my mind and that's it. It's like Horvat could have freed me yesterday instead of affecting me for holding me in. This shit would be done and everything would be in the past. Well, that's not what Horvat wanted. Now, what everybody's been doing is hitting me up with, and I realized in the last years here, when I was living in Berlenbach, what Horvat was doing is she's pushing in, they'll push in a statement in my head, and then what they do is they will literally have a response prepared, and it's, quote, my response. Now, for years on end, I mean, years and years and years ago, for ages now, since 2009, well, I can't say 2009, But for a long time here, what's been going on is they're sending text, and then they're preparing something. It feels like mine. It looks like mine. If you don't know what's actually going, I mean, you have to be stupid. If I'm explaining it to you, and you don't want to believe it, then you're not an agent, and you don't know how to fucking do your job, and you shouldn't be working for an agency in the first place, which applies to the FBI agents I dealt with for 10 months back in America. You have to be balls to the wall stupid. Once you realize that single point alone, you understand why it's all different with you than with the CIA. That's why that shit doesn't add up. Boy, he's good with us, but wasn't good with the CIA. Well, that's because I'm fucking telling you what's been going on, and you're too stupid, too egotistical to admit that you fucked up and you got suckered by the CIA in the first place. So what they're doing is hit pieces. This is what I'm getting to. They are saying these responses are mine. They're saying the feelings are mine and the response is mine, and it doesn't begin to be. And it's not mine based on my emotions, based on my thoughts, and a few other points as well. It's not only not mine, but as soon as they do it, they know I know it's not mine. And I tell them to go fuck themselves and kiss my ass. And then the other point is, I've got a mental note in my head for anybody else out there who has technology on me. I've got a mental note, not mine. So when agents look, that's the first thing I tell them. That's not mine. I had this problem with the last FBI agents I dealt with in America. Except they didn't screw up. Of course not. They didn't even cover their own ass. Oh, we're all one color here, and nobody who is black lies to another black person. Stupid as shit. Nobody who is white, no white people lie to other white people. No agents lie to other agents. Man, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And as usual, you always start off with the hard to believe and incredible stuff, which is not how this happened in my life. You got to learn it the way I did, and you've got to witness what I witnessed all along the way here for years on end before you start getting to the crazy stuff, which was done deliberately to discredit me. You start off with that and you say, oh, well, it all has to be bullshit. You start off with the first year and then the next year and the year after that. And you do this intelligently, and then you'll find it all adds up. And then you'll understand that quote crazy shit was done deliberately for discrediting. Absolutely amazing. Agents can't do their fucking jobs. So anyhow, for days here, I mean, this has been going on the whole time with Horvat. She's doing hit pieces, and it looks great and sounds great in file, but they're also selling a false psychology. And I know Horvat is not toning things down here. She's not even trying to put in her file where I'm really at. She's just continuing to lie and doing these hit pieces. So then yesterday, she's hit me up with putting in, she's doing these hit pieces, but then it's threats against her. And then yesterday she did one, and this is after I find out 3 of my videos are gone. All of these hours of work I did, just totally in the toilet, yet again. They wiped out my memory in regards to an N test. I even posted a video at the World of Dante saying, should have saved it for an N test. You want to take a look? I'm totally out to lunch here. When I say that, I'm talking about technology. I would have caught myself even while doing the video, and even before the video. Because I was thinking before I did the video, they should have saved this for an N test. Yeah, I'm not checking in my head, can it still be an N test? That's impossible. It's literally impossible. So I watched the foosball game, France won. I go sit down at a park, and I do a video, and I'm just pissed. And one of the things Horvat had done was another one of these hit pieces, except then she's got me threatening her. And, threatening to kill her. And I've been good all the way here, but Horvat needs that hit piece. And there are 2 reasons why. One, to sell a bullshit psychology that confirms everything. In other words, that confirms all these fake hit pieces Horvat's been doing all along the way here. The other point is, key point, David, from England, I hope you're paying attention. Dana, you're going to have to start understanding how this shit works. And the same thing for you, Wade. And anybody else I can think of to send this video to. Horvat needs that for getting away with killing somebody in my life. Horvat did this in 2013. She quite literally almost she almost got me to threaten her on a radio blog show. And I because I'm very quick, I was able to like change it a bit. But the thing is, Horvat literally scripted a threat out of my mouth against her for killing one more pet. And the moment she did it, I knew why she did it. And the CIA actually knows about this. I even pointed this out to the FBI. I said, you want to know how Horvat really is? This is how she is. She literally scripted that out of my mouth. So she had an excuse for killing one more pet. And this time the threats are against my girls. They are against our cats. Very heavy threats against our cats. Horvat knows I love Allie and Marley. And Horvat knows I love Allie, tons, because she was there at the house when I was living there. But I also love Marley very much. I don't want dead pets. Who the hell does? They're little people, and they're very lovable. So Horvat is going to use this. I did this on video yesterday, so, she'll use it as an excuse for killing cats or family member. The next move for an NTES, she may take a family member or one of the cats to near death and use that as an excuse for scripting me heavily, and it'll be one more excuse for holding me in. I'm more than capable of passing if nobody misuses technology for holding me in. The Bakia can't believe that, but they don't know where I'm really at to begin with. Even the FBI knows that much. The FBI doesn't realize that they're on a dumbed-down level, like the Bakia in one sense. So, I dealt with these agents from New York when I was in Wuppertal. They had some material prepared, and they pass it on to the agents in Wuppertal, and they're getting a feel for me. In 5 minutes, they were going sideways. And do you know why? Because they've been sold a false psychology, a false profile in regards to me in the first place. I was telling them all the way, no, you're going sideways here. I know what you're thinking. I know where you're coming from. I know what your moves are here, because you don't have my real profile to begin with. So they didn't want to deal with that either. And the way that the CIA has it set up is they have it set up for conflict with me and the FBI, because that will explain its cover story for what's been going on here with the CIA. Yet, in order for this to happen, the FBI will be using the same computer programs which the CIA will say, they're saying this worked for us, we tricked them. And that's the thing, I'm not tricked. There's an actual cover-up going on. This is all real and true. And what will happen is the FBI will be using the same computer programs, yet the stuff the CIA was using is not working for the FBI. It's going all wrong. I had 10 months of this shit with the absolute imbeciles back in America. And strangely enough, the one thing that explains that is that I'm telling the truth. Yet the FBI can't handle that one. Can't handle it. That would mean they fucked up. And David, if you understand anything at all about agents from agencies, they are all egotistical fuck-ups. Maybe 1 in 100 is not. But it really is that way. And obviously, how agencies used to be in the quality of people and how it is now, totally different. Now it's like sewage, and you might find one gem in the sewage. Before, they used to be a lot better. There's no question, decades ago. But J. Edgar Hoover and everybody else has totally just turned agents and agencies into just a junk swamp. So, so Horvat did this hit piece, and, yesterday. And then I was like, fuck it, she's putting it in her file as real, so I did the video, and she'll use that as an excuse for killing one more person in my family. You watch. And I'm so angry. I plan on going here. There's no point in my staying here. Horvat and our officers want me staying. That much is totally clear. Because they keep pushing in shit that's not mine to try and get me to stay. The next point is, oh, well, you've got no money, and, look at how it'll be when you go back to America. And, it's possible I stay, but man, it's not very likely. Why do I want to stay here when I can go free in America inside of one month? I've got no incentive. I shut down my YouTube channel. I'm not wasting my time with my channel, The World of Dante, when videos are being removed all the time. Absolutely stupid. So, it's possible I stay, but if I stay, it's on a very limited basis. And the plan here is to kill. 3 weeks ago, this is important. They're threatening to kill me with cancer, give me cancer in my testicles or something. And then literally that day, only an hour later, I had blood coming from my penis. Blood. And they did this for a few days. Then what they did is they did something when I was on my bike ride. I should have turned my bike to the right. I was in a situation where I was about to get to an accident. And I had to throw myself down onto the bar of my bike, but I made sure I didn't squish my balls. And I had to throw myself and the bike down onto the ground to avoid going into the road. And, they may try and use that as a cover story because I hit back behind my balls on the bar of my bike really, really hard. I mean, it felt like somebody doing soccer came up and kicked me right behind the nuts. So they may try and use that as an excuse for the blood. But they actually were threatening to kill me with cancer of my testicles, and then the blood was happening. And they were threatening to kill me with cancer in other ways also. But what do I tell you? They threaten it, and then an hour later, I've got blood coming out of my penis. Come on. So, and that was another thing. Oh, we'll put cancer in you, pass you on to the FBI. If you don't go back to another group of CIA agents, what have you, you'll die from cancer. Nobody's going to fix it because we're going to say it's yours. So, and then they want me staying here. Can you believe this shit? Look at what a bunch of morons these people are. And then they want me staying. And what are they doing? They're trying to collect as much information on the CIA and what's been going on with them. And I don't want to help them. Of course I don't. Why would I? Look at what they're doing to me. Look at where I'm sleeping. Sleeping on a fucking tarp. Yeah, I've got a new tent. What am I going to do? Set it up every night and then pack it up every morning? Forget it. So, I've got to get a job and an apartment. Well, am I going to be making any money here? If I'm not putting money in the bank and saving money, there's no point in my staying here. So I may stay here, but they've got 2 months tops and really only 1 month. So what am I going to do? Get an apartment, put a deposit down for 3 months, and then leave in 1 or 2 months and lose the deposit? So the longer they have, the more information they collect about the CIA, and the more likely they are to get away with killing a cat or a family member. Because they'll make the lies believable for you, Wade, or for you, Dana. David, you not. You understand how these assholes are. But they'll make the lies believable. And I've seen them kill 2 people this year. 2. And Dana, if they tell you who they've killed and have you laughing about it, then you are an absolute fool. You're an absolute fool. They have killed 2 people from my life this year. So, hang on. And one of the people they killed in February. Well, February is a kill month for Horvat. Guaranteed somebody dead in February. So, guaranteed. That's what Horvat does. I came back to Horvat for the first time at the end of October and all of November. Most of November. It was all of November. I finally left December 3rd, went back to Dietz. And Horvat was telling me in November I need 4 months. 4 months to free you. And she had approached the FBI back in America, and they were in regards to their high-profile target, who was an investigator and friend of mine. And guess what? 4 months from November is February when he died. February is always a kill month for Horvat. So that's what that was about. Horvat wasn't going to free me for 4 months because she's got no brains. She can't do it for the sake of her own ass. And, like she's trying to prove something to herself, and there's nothing to prove here. You either get out of this in one piece or you're gone. So, like me staying here, I'd have to be an idiot to stay here. But yeah, and then it turns out 4 months later, he's dead. So, yeah. And Horvat's telling me all over again she needs 4 months, 4 months. And, already held me in by misusing technology and lying to everybody. Giving her tons of information. As a point, I've told her, as I did with the agents in Wuppertal, how to clean their shit up. I was saying, well, look, you've all made mistakes here. Here are a lot of your mistakes. You just tell the truth to the Bekia. And say, hey, well, based on these mistakes, we know that he, at the least, has been held in by accident, which they've never done. I've always been held in quite deliberately. They misuse technology, and then they say it's mine. But if you're from the Bekia and you don't want to believe that much, then you can, at least based on this, believe that I've been held in accidentally. Simply based on all the fucking up the CIA has been doing. But the agents in Wuppertal didn't pass it on to the Bekia. And this started in December when I was with the agents from Dietz. And I said, I bet you're not going to be passing that on to the Bekia. And quite obviously, they didn't. And then the same thing with the agents in Wuppertal. And the same thing here with Horvat. Nobody has passed on their fucking mistakes. All of their fucking up. So... and it's obvious to me because if you're from the Bekia, then you understand I've been held in, quote, by accident from your absolutely moron viewpoint. So, yeah, so now Horvat's used yesterday as the excuse for killing somebody else in my life. She's saying she needs 4 months, which is what she said for this friend and investigator who they murdered. So technically the FBI did it, but Horvat was behind that one. So, yeah, and now they've, quote, got a legitimate reason for killing me. So it looks like they want to, they want to get rid of me or get rid of somebody in my life here. So, and that's the part the Bekia doesn't understand, and the FBI. When you understand what's actually going on and how heavily I'm being fucked in the first place, then you get what kind of backstabbing this is and the real level. It's disgusting. The shit I put up with. And, Horvat's got no intentions of freeing me here. As I do this video, it's just blatantly obvious. So. And I say freeing me, I'm talking about you don't hold me in. Just like yesterday. So now Horvat's got her excuse for murder. Which I find funny. She's done tons of unauthorized murder in the first place, so that's it. I'll be posting more videos, and I'll send the video link for this to you, David in England, and Dana and Wade. So that's it.